Today on Kaiju Wars, this battle was suggested by Camry Staples, so shout out to her. So she wanted Mothra from 2003, Mothra going against Hedorah. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna use Mothra from 2003, this version right here. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, Hedorah. Hedorah is this giant monster made by pollution and trash, formed up and almost killed the entire ocean. And then just trekked along the way until Godzilla beat the shit out of him. But Hedorah made Godzilla lose an entire eye and an entire hand. So yeah, there's that, I guess. Anyways, Hedorah. 164 feet tall, weighs around 52,000 tons. Now, Mothra. Mothra is the sacred protector of Infant Islands and those two fairies. Now, Mothra, in almost every movie she's in, she dies. 99% of the time she dies and her babies finish the work, which are these kind of like larva brown poop caterpillars. Now, Mothra, she's a pretty hardy bitch. She's one of the hardest opponents Godzilla ever faced off. But Mothra can be an ally to Godzilla too. And apparently they ship Mothra and Godzilla. Yeah, ship. There's literally Godzilla X Mothra parodies out there. Jesus Christ. I don't know anymore, man. I swear. Okay. Anyways, this variation of Mothra is 118 feet long, has a wingspan, up to around 354 feet, and weighs around. Okay. God damn it. And weighs around 13,000 tons. So we can see that this moth is very, very light, but has a lot of, wingspan. Okay, now what are their weapons? Well, Hedorah's weapons. Well, he can shoot laser beams out of his eyes. He can shoot acidic mud out of his mouth, which can burn your skin and everything. And he can release. And every time he flies in this form right here, you see this form right here, everything below it dies. Anything. Your grandma, your kids, your wife, that one bitch who says that women are oppressed. Yeah. He'll gas everyone like it's a fucking Holocaust. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah. Also, Hedorah can extend his limbs to like wrap around his opponents and just like throw them. Also, he's very durable too, and his only weakness is like, getting dry. If he gets too dry, he'll crack up and die and just melt down. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now Mothra. This variation of Mothra has a few different skills. Now, this variation of Mothra, what does she have? Well, she can grab her opponents with her legs and then yeet them. She can also reflect scales off her wings. Yes, this giant moth can like flap her wings so hard that the own scales off her own wings will use as a repellent. It will annoy the opponents. And once they try to destroy her by using like any type of energy beam, that energy beam will turn into a big ball of fire and reflect it back towards the sender. Yeah. And let's say Hedorah shoots a laser beam at Mothra. Mothra uses her scales to deflect it. Big ball of fire and boom, reflects it towards Hedorah. That's basically it. Mothra can also use hurricane winds by flapping her wings without using any of her scales. Oh yeah, if Mothra uses too many of her scales on her wings, then she doesn't have the ability to fly anymore. So yeah, there's that. Okay, How would they defeat each other? Well, most of the time, Hedorah is just either gonna knock down Mothra while he's in his flying form, and then gas her, or shoot laser beams at her wings, or yeah, that's pretty much it. Or maybe just like drown her. Maybe I don't know. Maybe gas her, poison her. Mothra will most likely try to. But how will Mothra defeat the smog monster? Well, Mothra will try to kill Hedorah by, charging into him, grabbing him, drowning him. Yeah, tries to do anything she can. And if she doesn't, well, she's fucked. And there's no outside help in this battle, okay? It's just a 1v1. So that means Mothra doesn't have her babies to assist her. And her babies can shoot silk out of their mouth and can bite. Oh yeah, didn't I forget to tell you guys? Mothra Mothra can kamikaze herself against her opponents. Like she can literally turn into a big ball of fire herself and then just charge into her opponents. She literally just kamikazes herself basically. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, and the combatants are set. Let's see who would win in a fight. Mothra 2003 or Hedorah from 1976. I forgot, okay? I don't know what year, man. God. 74? I don't know, okay? 71 from 1971, okay. Hedorah. This takes place in the island of Okinawa or city. I don't know, you fucking weeaboos. Okay, anyways, Hedorah is just flying through the freaking island, gassing everyone, turning the place into an absolute hellhole. Hellhole. Yeah, this is Hedorah's flying form. And then, out of nowhere, Hedorah hears a mighty roar. A mighty roar of divine greatness. Hedorah stops in his tracks and looks around and sees that there's this giant fucking butterfly in his way. Moth. Then Hedorah lets out a blood-curdling roar. They both see each other. Mothra turns into her flying form and kamikazes herself. Tries to kamikaze herself into Hedorah. Hedorah charges and moves out of the way. Yeah. Mothra stops her flying form and goes towards Hedorah. It's an absolute chase around the island. Good versus evil. Purity versus gas. Toxicity. And then Hedorah stops, makes a U-turn, and crashes into Mothra. Mothra's, elegance gets the better of her. But then Mothra eventually regains her, flight and goes back up. Hedorah shoots a couple of laser beams at her, but Mothra dodges them by flipping around. And then Mothra grabs Hedorah in the back and throws him into the ocean. Yeah, not a good idea because all the fish there are dead. All the tropical fish. Hedorah is like, ooh, yes. And then just flies back up. And then towards Mothra again. Mothra realizes her mistake and she's like, oh, shit. But she can't reverse it now. Her own mistake. Hedorah rams into Mothra's wings. And a couple of scales fly up. Mothra is like losing the ability to fly now. But then she's like, no, I'm not gonna give up. So Mothra does her scale attack. Hedorah is like has some scales in his eye and shoots a laser beam. The laser beam reflects back at him with a big ball of fire. Hedorah crashes into the water again, killing even more fish and a couple of dolphins. Mothra is like, oh my god, she's killing everything, and she's supposed to be the symbol of freedom and life and purity. So Mothra picks up Hedorah and then throws him into the trees, into the jungle. That's when Hedorah gets back up into his normal form, his two-legged form. He then lets out a shocking roar. Mothra is pissed off, and she lets out a roar too. Both are Mothra then charges with her kamikaze fire form, and then just knocks over Hedorah back onto his back. Hedorah is like, what the hell? So he gets back up and shoots a couple of laser beams at Mothra. But Mothra dodges all of them and then clotheslines Hedorah. But this time Hedorah doesn't budge. And Mothra's just sitting there like, oh shit. Hedorah then uses his extended limbs to wrap around Mothra. Mothra is getting constricted and she can't move. She tries to freaking burn herself, using her kamikaze form, but it doesn't work. I mean, it kind of does, but no, it doesn't really work. Hedorah then does a giant bear hug of death. Mothra is turning all, ah! Mothra's turning all disintegrated, and her wings aren't as beautiful as they used to be. Toxic sludge is burning her body. Mothra is letting out cries of pain. As she lets out that one final roar, Hedorah just fucking blows her head off by using a laser beam attack. Mothra then Hedorah lets out his arms, and all we see of Mothra is a couple of bug parts. And the legs of what Mothra used to be. Hedorah looks at the remains, goes back into the ocean, and then he looks around. He looks at the damage he's done. But hey, he doesn't give a shit. He gives one final roar before flipping off the people and going away. Verdict. In a fight between Hedorah and Mothra, Hedorah wins most of the time because of has more durabilities and doesn't have any drawbacks. Mothra could defeat Hedorah sometimes, but most of the time Hedorah was just too powerful. Anyways, yeah, what do you think who would win? And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.